Hello, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going over Lesson 3, LED, of the most complete starter kit for the Elegoo Uno R3. So for this, you're going to need the main board, the Uno R3. Next, you're going to need a 5mm red LED, then a 220 ohms resistor, a 1K ohms resistor, a 10K ohms resistor, and two male-to-male jumper wires. You're also going to need a breadboard, which helps connect the circuits. So let me show you these parts, which I already took them out of the box, so I can just show them to you. So this is the breadboard. Next are the two male-to-male wires. Next is the red LED. After that is the 1K ohms resistor. Next is the 10K ohms resistor. But last but certainly not least is the 220 ohms resistor, which comes with more because this is the most common one you're going to use. So breadboards are basically just white boards that have connecting wires that allow you to connect a circuit to other items from input to output. So, and LEDs are just LEDs like you see around the house, and to make this easier, the longer ones is the positive and the short part is the negative, according to this diagram. And resistors are, I could suggest, resists the flow of electricity, in which they come in ohms, and here is the color coding for the ohms resistors. For this one, 4 is the first digit, 7 is the second digit, and then the multiplier is 1000, in which the tolerance is near 5%, which is gold. And lower down, and it goes through the same thing with 5, 1, 0, and 0, 0, and 1. This is the schematics for the electrical system we're going to build. And then, let me scroll through this so you can see. Then we have a diagram of how it's put on the breadboard. As you can see, the two wires go in there, the red LED, 20 ohms, and then you switch them out. With this, it only needs one, but you could just switch out each one to get a different output. And down below is the example picture, in which you can see the two jumper wires, the red LED, and the ohms resistor. And that's it for this one, so let me show you how to do it. So yeah, here we take the main board that we showed last time in our previous episodes, and then we take one jumper cable and plug it into the ground right there. Make sure it's the leftmost ground, and you plug it into this slot here, the middle top slot, and then you take this blue one and put it into the 5 volts next to the ground. Well, if I could just fit in there we go. Then we take the white cable and plug it into the top, and then we take the blue cable and put it into the plug to the left bottom of it. Then we get a resistor from either the 220, 1K, and 10K. Then we bend one side and then the other, make sure they're facing both the same direction, and it doesn't matter which way you plug it in, it'll stay the same. And then we get the red LED. I recommend you bend it something like this, so it's a little easier. Then we plug it in right there, and then you plug it in down into that slot there. But hold on. Take this out, and I recommend you bend this thing so that it's slightly bent and facing downwards, so it's easier to plug in. But once you put it in there, you can then take this resistor and plug it into the slot we move this down one. I put it in the wrong spot. Take that slot and put it in the one above it, and then plug it into the top slot on the bottom. So yeah, as you can see, it lights up like that. Let me rotate this board around to give you a better look. So yeah, 5 volts and the ground, white goes in the top, blue goes in the bottom. And so let me show you the other ones. With the 1K, you can change the brightness by using the resistors. The 220 ohms, I believe, is the brightest. And this, I believe, is the second brightest setting. So plug it into the same spots, and it lights up a little less. As you can see, right there. So let me do a comparison image right now. So, as you can see, the current one is not as bright as the previous one. The previous one being the 220 ohms, and this one being the 1K. So let me show you the next one. So I remove this one, and then let me get the 10K. Let me pull this one out and bend it to the correct size. So let me speed through this so you don't have to wait through this boring part again. Same process though. So yeah, once we're done, this is what it looks like. And hold on, let me zoom this in for you. So let me show you a comparison between this one and the other one. So these are what the other two look like. The one on the right is the first one and the brightest. The one on the left is the second brightest, and the middle one is the least. Well, that's it for this video, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye.